The Soybean School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Pride Seeds, High Stick NT, and Cruiser Max Vibrance Beans.
Dennis Lange, Provincial Pulse Specialist with Manitoba Agriculture, joins us here on Real Agriculture again. And Dennis, when it comes to soybean varieties and genetics, we are seeing new technologies coming to market. When it comes to the marketing side, a soybean is still a soybean in most ways. There's the food grade side, of course, but on the production side, when it comes to actually managing these crops, we're starting to see more variation in how farmers manage soybeans.
Well, most definitely. I've at the diagnostic school here this week, we've been talking about the Extend soybeans that are going to be available to farmers in the near future. And the first thing I tell growers is a soybean is no longer a soybean anymore, because not only do we have the Extend soybeans, which are the dicamba and glyphosate tolerant soybeans, we also have regular Roundup Ready soybeans, we have Liberty tolerant soybeans, conventional soybeans, and in some cases we also have edible beans from 150 feet away when you're spraying look very similar. So we're really encouraging growers to really pay attention to what their surroundings are, and if you're unsure what's next door, ask the question, just don't assume.
Because there is so much risk now at spraying of damage happening?
Well, most definitely. Non-target application on products has happened from time to time. An example of this could be, a grower spraying a Roundup Ready field of soybeans, and right next door there's a conventional soybean field, and the grower may not be aware of it, and you can cause a lot of crop injury. With the demonstration that we're talking here at the diagnostic school, we started to look at the Extend soybeans and seeing whether or not we could actually create some drift issues within the crop.
And drift, that is something that growers will need to be aware as we shift, as we see more dicamba tolerant.
Most definitely. Going into next year, we're going to have this technology available to growers, and growers have to really pay attention to their droplet size when it comes to using the products like the dicamba, the Banville, and the Extendamax from Monsanto. They have to pay attention to that. The larger the droplet size, the less drift potential you could have, and the smaller droplet size, of course, you're going to have a bit more drift. So you just really have to pay attention to what you're doing in field. And probably the one thing that growers are going to have to get familiar with as well is if they're growing both types of beans on their farm come next year, they're going to have to make sure they do a good rinse out between the dicamba spray and the regular Roundup Ready spray, because you do not want to spray dicamba on just the regular Roundup Ready 2 soybeans, because you will kill them, and the demonstration that we did here did show that.
And this is all part of trying to stay ahead of weeds, basically?
Well, it's one tool that growers are looking at for herbicide resistance. Again, it's a tool that they're using. Proper rotation is another tool as well. Trying not to have soybeans in the same rotation. When you start adding soybeans on top of soybeans and you're always doing glyphosate, at a certain point you're going to have quite a number of applications of glyphosate on the same field over a short period of time. So we try to encourage growers to stay in that 1 and 3 year rotation when it comes to growing soybeans, and then we're rotating between other crops such as cereals and canola as well.
All right. Thanks for your time again, Dennis.
Thank you.